This has been one of the busier weeks around the Ontario Hockey League when it comes to news. We've got arena updates from two teams in the Ontario Hockey League and a trade, and this one between two Central Division rivals as the Barrie Colts have acquired Dalyn Wakely from the North Bay Battalion for Shamar Moses, a fourth in 2025 and a fifth in 2027. So, a pretty significant trade here between the battalion and the Colts. And for Wakely, he's an overage forward. He was one of four still on the roster for North Bay before the trade. And for Wakely, he was released by the Edmonton Oilers from training camp and didn't report back to the battalion, as they had three overagers already. And for Wakely, just waiting for a move, and he got his wish coming to the Barrie Colts. Last season, he was on a great line with Anthony Romani and Owen Van Steensel, and those guys put up a ton of points. Last year, Wakely, 66 games played, and registered 39 goals, 65 assists, good for 104 points. So he is an offensive threat, which is just going to add to the offensive depth of the Barrie Colts this season. And when you look at his career stats, he's almost a point per game in the Ontario Hockey League. He's appeared in 199 games, 89 goals, 98 assists, 187 points. This is a pretty big pickup here for the Barrie Colts. But now the question is, which overager will have to move off the roster? Because now the Barrie Colts have four OAs. That's Bo Jelsma, Ty York, and Zach Weigel. You have to think that it might be between York and Weigel. Time will tell. We'll have to wait and see what decision Marty Williamson makes for the Barrie Colts. Jelsma, of course, he's been away from the team due to a shoulder injury. So right now you could play with Wakely, York, and Weigel this weekend. They have two big games on the road Friday against the London Knights and at home Saturday against the Brantford Battalion. But Wakely already practicing today with the Barrie Colts. Looks like he might be wearing number 81, Chris Grizzolia's old number. We'll have to wait and see if that's confirmed or not. But a big pickup here for the Barrie Colts, but they're also giving up a pretty big piece in Shamar Moses. Moses, of course, a first-round pick in the 2023 OHL priority selection. He was the 19th overall pick in the first round, and he hasn't had a great start to this season. In 5 games, no points, but he is a +1. But last season, in his rookie year, 5 goals, 20 assists, 25 points. But it was in the playoffs where we started to see more of Shamar Moses because he's a pretty big forward. He stands 6'1", 202 pounds, not afraid to stand up when challenged upon. He dropped the gloves a couple of times last season. I think North Bay Battalion fans are going to love the play of Shamar Moses, and he seems to be excited about the move. He posted on social media saying, "Bring on the challenge in North Bay." And I feel as though this could be a trade that might bite the Colts in the future when you're trading within your own division, because Shamar Moses, I think, has a ton of potential, and he's going to get more ice time playing with the battalion, who are, they're not saying they're in a rebuild, but it's kind of like a retool. They're trying to stay competitive while also recouping picks and prospects, and that's what they do here, turning an overager like Wakely into Shamar Moses. This kind of reminds me of the trade when the Barrie Colts picked up Aaron Luchuk from the Windsor Spitfires. That was back in 2018. And the Colts, they gave up Curtis Douglas, 2 second-round picks, and a third. And, of course, Luchuk would go on to put on over 50 goals that season. And I'm almost wondering if Wakely could provide that sort of offense this season as the Barrie Colts are looking for a deep run. It's also another response after teams like the Steelheads and the Generals made their big moves. The most recent trade being, of course, Colby Barlow to the Oshawa Generals. So this adds to the depth. I think Wakely should fit in quite well with the offense, but now it is, like I said, the question mark, which overager do the Colts move out next between Ty York and Zach Weigel? But that decision could be put off for a little bit. They don't need to make that decision right now because you can carry over 4 overagers on your roster. You can only dress 3. So one will have to be a healthy scratch when Bo Jelsma makes his return to the lineup. Supposed to be maybe within the week. Won't be this weekend is my understanding. So possibly next week we see Bo Jelsma back. But still a big trade here between two rivals. We'll see how this plays out down the road. Shamar Moses is going to be a player that's going to be tough to play against in the future. Even this season, every time North Bay and Barrie go toe-to-toe, expect Shamar Moses to step up his game when he gets the chance to play against his former team. Now, there's been some big arena news this week, starting off with Brantford. They held a special council meeting Tuesday night, and the councillors voting unanimously in favor of moving their new arena plans forward, which means the Brantford Bulldogs will have a long-term home in the city of Brantford. They're looking to build a 5,000-seat arena located right next to the Brantford Civic Arena, which they currently play out of. And I think this is a great step. The city of Brantford has embraced this OHL franchise since they relocated from Hamilton. Of course, they moved out of Hamilton because of renovations at the First Ontario Centre. And at the time, it was supposed to be a 3-year deal where they would play out of Brantford and then return to Hamilton. However, with City Council making this big investment to build this new entertainment centre, they're looking to keep the Brantford Bulldogs long term. Michael Anlauer has also said that if you build it, he will commit to staying in the city. And after the Tuesday night meeting, he responded by saying that they've made the right decision to call Brantford home. So congratulations to the Brantford Bulldog fans, as you'll be having an OHL team for the significant future. However, it still has to go to a final vote at the end of the month. So City Council will have to formalize their vote just to have it on the record that this team will be staying. And it's quite the project. $140 million is the price tag right now. And we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out, because the city of Brantford looking to revitalize the downtown. This is kind of like that first step, because there's also a plan across the street from the arena to build some towers and some intensification for the city of Brantford. So it's all coming together quite well to revitalize the downtown. I know there's some who are upset that this money should be spent on building a brand new hospital or other infrastructure. But as the councillors mentioned during the meeting, it's that kind of project is up to the province, and that's not until early 2030 you would see a new hospital in the city of Brantford. But this will bring jobs, this will bring dollars to the community, and probably just a great step for the city of Brantford and their revitalization. It sounds like the arena won't open until 2028, so we'll have to wait a few more years before the new arena is ready to go for Brantford. But that also matches the Sudbury Wolves, who are waiting for their new arena. There was a city council meeting this week where they provided an update as to where they are in the process of building the new $200 million facility. They're going to be voting on an architecture by January 2025. There's still a property on the site that they're dealing with. They've purchased the property. It's the Wacky Wing restaurant. It's actually the last property on the site where they want to build a convention center and arena. And then they'll get shovels on the ground in 2026. That's the update. They say everything is on schedule for building the new arena for Greater Sudbury. They've got the space, they've got the land. Now they're going to have discussions with both the Sudbury Wolves and the Sudbury Five, the basketball team, because they'll be the anchor tenants for this building going forward, which they expect to open in 2028. So we could be talking about two brand new arenas opening in time of one another for that season. It's exciting times for both fans in Brantford and Sudbury. The one team, though, we're still waiting for an arena update would be Peterborough. The last update we had was about a year ago when Peterborough City Council said they would like to build an arena downtown, but we haven't had a latest update on that front. We should, I would assume, hear something in the coming months about where Peterborough is at when it comes to their arena situation. But right now, excitement for both the city of Brantford and the city of Sudbury. And the last update, Team Canada has announced their rosters for the Under-17 tournament that's coming up in a few weeks. Of course, there's going to be two teams, Canada Red and Canada White. 44 players have been named to the roster, and there is a handful of players coming from the Ontario Hockey League. Every team has at least one representative. Teams like Peterborough, Guelph, they have multiple players. But looking at Team Red, Parker Vaughan of the Barrie Colts, he will play on that team, along with Pierce Mavoy of the Owen Sound Attack. So those two will be playing together on Team Red. And then when you look at Team White, Ethan Belchitz, who's had a great start to the season with the Windsor Spitfires, he'll be playing on Team White alongside Beckham Edwards of the Sarnia Sting, who's been off to a hot start with the Sting. He's been fun to watch so far this season. So if you want to see the full breakdown of the rosters, you can head over to Canada U 17 Challenge. They've got the rosters all listed there. Too many to name here on the channel, but I just wanted to give mention to it here. So that's how I see it from the booth. Like I said, another big day of news this week. It's been full this week. from the Quinton Musty situation in Sudbury. Now we're finding out that Wakely's been traded to Barrie for Shamar Moses. So much going on, but love the interactions. It's great to see the channel grow. So if you want to put a comment down below to give your thoughts on any of the news items here on this video, love to see it. Again, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, you don't have to, but I encourage you to do so. It's been fun to see this community grow, and we'll see what happens next. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you again soon.